Isulekile nje le lens yami.
Yo, what's good? You know, to the people out there in the world watching, you know. Yeah. You know, it's about the time we have these conversations, uncomfortable conversations. So, as you all know, South Africa has been given a new brand. Well, not necessarily a new brand name. I think it's always been like that, but that brand is a xenophobic country. You know, that's what they say. So, yeah, it's your boy LA out here. Make sure you like, you subscribe, you comment. You know, you tell a friend to tell a friend. So yeah, I got Mango over there. I got Venus there. You guys wanna say something?
Hi,
Hi.
just a greeting to the people.
Yeah, greetings to the people. We're back again with another one. Yeah, it's been some time, but we're here. Finally touched down on Earth, on planet Earth, all the way from Venus.
Oh, correct.
So, generally speaking, I wanna ask you guys. Um, I'm sure because we're all South African, so we know about this. So before we say what we've seen, I'd
Mm.
like to get your thoughts on just the matter alone. Whether South Africa is xenophobic or maybe it's not. If it is, why? If it's not, why? We see it or not, whatnot. Same thing. Yeah, that's the question. So anyone can start.
Ah,
Personally, I think maybe I'll have to go on Google and search what the actual word means. Because, like sometimes you think you know a word, what it means, but when you actually check the definition, you get an understanding that you never knew. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
same thing I was thinking, bro. Like, since LA notified me we were gonna be doing this, I was thinking the same thing. We would say maybe I should Google the word xenophobic, what it actually
Yeah,
means.
You
yeah,
know what?
somebody
Let's
Ah,
told
do
me.
that. Let me Google it. Let me Google it
Yeah,
just for that. Because now it might
maybe
mean something.
yeah, because maybe we're gonna open a can of worms. Who knows?
Who knows? Let me just check. I'm connecting my keyboard here.
Okay.
Okay, let me just use an on-screen keyboard because now I'm connecting so many things here on my system, and somehow this keyboard just disconnected itself.
Yeah, system is not systeming.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna show it to you guys on screen.
okay.
We don't see it yet. You gonna read it out loud or you gonna share it?
I'm gonna share it and then I'm gonna read it as well.
Yeah, that's what's
Okay,
up.
cool.
All right. Okay. So basically, as we can see, they saying xenophobia refers to the irrational fear or dislike of people from different countries or cultures, often resulting in discrimination and social exclusion. This phenomenon is a significant concern as it undermines efforts to combat racism and promote inclusivity. So on the site for Wikipedia, because this definition is from UNESCO. So the Wikipedia definition is the fear or dislike of people who are perceived as being foreign or strange. It is an expression that is based on the perception that a conflict exists between an in group and an out group, you know. But I guess we get the gist, to get the idea, you know. So from that, what you guys say?
First of all, it has nothing about beating up people. Just
No,
because they're different.
maybe that can be included under discrimination. Maybe the
Aibo.
violence and whatnot can be under discrimination. Maybe I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, I hear what the definition is saying, but you know what's the problem? Maybe all definitions are like this. I'm not sure. I mean, everything is a source. You know, you can't just discriminate someone or socially exclude someone. You know, it has to start from somewhere. Like just like crime. You know, people are hungry, they commit crime. Yeah, more. Yeah, I wanted to say something there, but I just lost a train of thought. But like there has to be a source. I mean, like you can't. Like for example, I can complain all I want about criminals, né? But what pushes criminals to do what they do? You know? Well, why do I hate someone? Even if it's not even someone from another ethnic group, it's just you and I, you know? Two Zulus together. If we have a conflict, for that conflict to be resolved, it has to be defined. I think it needs to be like the source of the problem needs to be clearly defined. And I also think same thing with this definition of xenophobia. You can't just say it's hating people like this, like this, like this, like this. But why? I mean, there are different types of. I can hate you for other reasons. I can hate you for other reasons. You know, I can't hate you for being from Zimbabwe. I hate you because you're from Zimbabwe. It can't be. For me, as a logical person.
Okay, here they're not necessarily talking about hate or whatnot. They're saying fear, you know, and they're saying that the cause of this fear is the differences. So those differences may be cultural, it may be the person is from a different country, you know, they're a foreigner in general. So ultimately, you're both different. So the cultures are not the same. The way of life is not the same. The morals maybe are not the same. The risks are not the same. Well, all those things. So they're saying that the definition xenophobia is a fear of that in a way, you know, a foreigner or maybe a cultural difference, you know, but in this case, I guess being in close proximity to you.
I would disagree with the fear part because there's a word I'm trying to.
No, wait. Before you disagree with the fear part, xenophobia is saying it's fear, so you can't disagree with the fear because it's the definition of the word itself. It's saying that you are fearing, you know.
Like I feel like there was a word they should have used there, but they didn't include it for some reasons. I forgot the term. It has to do with maybe it's gonna come out. Maybe you're gonna recall what I'm trying to say. The actual word when two cultures come across one another, and then there's interbreeding. No. There's interbreeding. You know, Zulu mixed with the Xhosa or what, or Sotho, and genetic what? Oh, no one is recording. But yeah, it's when two, like I think the fear, instead of fear, they would have used that word that described this thing when two races are having sex with each other, and then they create a different human being, and then the thing, as time goes on, what's the thing? Within that culture, one of the cultures is going to disappear. You put Zulus and Xhosas together, and then they interbreed with each other. One of the two is going to survive in terms of culture. One is going to swallow the other. One is going to get swallowed. So there's a word for this. I forgot what was the actual word. But I think they should have used that word instead of using fear. it's not a fear thing. It's just that you want to preserve what you are, what's yours, where you come from. But maybe I took it further. I don't know. But yeah, I may be missing the point.
What you say, Mangok?
No, I'm just listening to what Venus is saying. What I'm thinking when he's talking about how one will swallow the other, I'm thinking maybe something new might come out of that. You know, when like all the tosses mixed with the Zulus, maybe something new is gonna come out of all of that. That's what I was thinking. Like just now, what he
Okay.
was talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know,
Since
I'm
you said
saying in
that,
terms of in terms of the
fear.
xenophobic stuff, you know, just the original question, your response, you know, it's like,
Okay,
yeah,
me as a South African, you know what I'm saying? Like we live out here, we're born and raised. Like this is all we know. So personally, I don't think we fear none of the people. You know, it's nothing about fear, bro. Like Jay, we're not xenophobic. Basically, that's what it is.
mm,
Yeah, we're
all
not.
right. No, let me play at least one video. Um, I'm just gonna play it and then you're gonna respond to it. Okay?
Before you play it, can I just say one scenario that like we all know about?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing where you know the school in town in Durban, Betuile, Shandis, the what you call it school?
Eddington Primary.
Eddington. Like
Yeah.
the people were complaining, talking about how foreigners, like their kids are like they occupying
Excluded.
all the classes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
they finishing up all the space for the kids who are born and raised in South Africa, who are actually South Africans to go and study. So like, where's the fear in that? Because the people are just complaining about the capacity of the kids in school, talking about no, these ones that are foreign, they need to leave. We get the first privilege as South Africans ourselves. So these people who are foreigners cannot occupy these schools until we come and trying to enroll our kids, and then they're telling us there's no more space, but they are foreign kids here. Like that has nothing to do
yeah.
with fear. Yeah, but
That's
okay, play the video, dog.
all right. Tell me, guys, if you agree or disagree.
Nobody is owed South Africa, not even the countries that helped us end apartheid. And before you close this video, I know the history. Let me prove it. Angola, Botswana, Lesotho, Mozambique, Tanzania, Zambia, Zimbabwe formed a coalition in 1970 to fight apartheid with us. They sheltered our exiles. They let the ANC set up headquarters inside their borders. Oliver Tambo ran the entire ANC exile operation out of Tanzania. Thousands of South African youth crossed into these countries for military training, and those countries paid for that decision. The apartheid regime didn't just ignore them for helping us, they raided them. Botswana, Zambia, Mozambique, the South African National Defence Force conducted military strikes inside all of these countries. They funded civil wars in Angola and Mozambique, and at least 500,000 people died in Angola alone because of South Africa's military interference. That is real. That sacrifice is real, and we do not forget it. But here's what the posts circulating right now are deliberately leaving out. When our people went into those countries, they did not go unlawfully. Oliver Tambo went to Tanzania with the full support and knowledge of Julius Nyerere's government. The ANC established formal diplomatic missions. There was structure, there was government-to-government coordination, and most importantly, there was a reason recognized by the entire world. The United Nations declared apartheid a crime against humanity. Our people were being persecuted by their own government. There was a documented war. Then Mandela was released from prison. His first act, an 18-day tour of Africa, 18 days to personally thank every country that helped us. The debt was acknowledged formally by Mandela himself. It was never ignored. So when people use that history to suggest South Africa owes the continent open borders, they are not honoring that solidarity. They are hijacking it. They are taking something that was given freely during a genuine crisis and turning it into a blank check that was never agreed to. Here's the part that kills the argument completely. The conditions that created that solidarity no longer exist in most of these countries. There is no apartheid regime in Zimbabwe hunting people across border today. There is no UN recognized crime against humanity forcing people out of Lesotho. What is happening now is economic migration and economic migration is a completely different conversation. And it has nothing to do with what those frontline states did for us in the 1970s and 1980s. You do not get to use a 50-year-old act of solidarity as justification for unlawful entry in 2026. That is not solidarity. That is entitlement dressed up as history. South Africa has a 33% unemployment, municipalities that cannot deliver water, a government still trying to figure out how to fund basic services for its own people. We want to be strong for this continent. We genuinely do. A strong South Africa is good for all of Africa, but we cannot build that strength while being guilt-tripped into absorbing a crisis that is not ours to carry alone. We remember who stood with us. We will always remember, but memory is not a visa and history is not an open door.
So I'll play this video because generally speaking, the foreign nationals will be, hey, we helped you, without us, this, that, and the other, And most of the time, the foreign nationals, they'll be saying that is people that don't come from those countries. It's probably Nigerians, some other people that were not even part of the countries that helped South Africa and whatnot. But regardless, so I'll just start off from this, I agree with most of what he said. Just because that happened, that doesn't mean now you're guilt tripping us to be like, hey, you give us this now. No, it's not the same thing. And I 100% agree with the economic migration thing, because that's not only a South African issue as well. It's every country issue that has something good going on, for itself. It's like these European countries, no matter how much we can say we don't like them, the Germanys, the France, the Englands, all these countries, they have a good economy going on. So in return, they have opportunities. So people from all over the world, not only people from Africa, people from Asia, people from everywhere will go to Europe. They will go to America. They will go to these countries because why? They have economic opportunities. So this goes for South Africa as well. In South Africa, in Africa, South Africa is the biggest country. I'm not talking about land or whatnot. I'm just talking about economically. They're the biggest in Africa, and not only in Africa, they compete with some bigger countries out there in the world as well. We like the top 30 economy in the world or something in like 260 something countries or whatnot that we have in the world. Maybe push the number there, but 200 plus countries in the world, and we're somewhere in the top 30 of the economic successful countries. So of course, if we by that definition alone, we are number one in South Africa, in Africa, which means that people from Africa, the closest place to get to is probably South Africa, and they get here and they blame us for not wanting to travel. They say, South Africans don't like traveling, this, that, and that. Maybe because we don't have to, because maybe we have everything that we need here, It's like maybe our country is beautiful, maybe our country has the things that we want, So things like that. So I agree with the guy, I want to disagree with him so much because of how he sounds, But then at the end of the day, it's telling the truth, So yeah, what you guys say?
I agree with him, but I just wanna say, say something, or maybe I'm adding. I don't know what he said. Whenever xenophobic like things appear, they will use this thing against us. Controversies, we came to our countries, we helped them, we gave them money loan, we funded their operations. Yes, that's true. But you know what they always miss out? The fact that some of these freedom fighters were arrested in these countries. Some of them were arrested in this country
by these people as well.
Yeah, arrested for being there illegal. Regardless of what was going on, you know, in the media, you can say anything you want, helping, what, and then behind the scenes. Another thing, these were not the majority of South Africans. Probably they were even less than 1% of South Africans, the people who were training, military training in these countries, those rebels, you know, and they didn't stay, they didn't integrate, like they went together with the people in those countries. Those people were living in the forest, in the camps somewhere. So, and then, yes, we received the help, and then when they came back, no one stayed there. It was a small percentage. They were arrested, some of them, for being there illegally. They went in cities, townships, and suburbs. They went taking jobs of people who are in those countries, and then they came back. Né? They came back. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. The part these people don't want to bring up when they talk about these things is if it was just help. They were there temporarily, you know, and they came back.
And there was an agreement as well. So
there was an agreement.
Like people are flocking in and whatnot. There was like an agreement beforehand.
If there's some payback that needs to take place, that thing, I'm sure that debt would have been paid long time ago in these 30 years. As long as we have the fucked up 30 years of freedom, false democracy, whatever. But I'm sure the money that was used by these countries funding, whatever they're funding, it would have been paid by now. I don't know why now it's supposed to be paid by letting 40 million plus people in South Africa. You know? Yeah. I'll leave it there.
Yeah. And just to add on that, it was a select group of militant people. So probably it was a lot of dudes because it was military operations that they were going there to train. You know, and it was also political parties, whether it's the ANC, PAC, whoever, you know. So it was a group. It's almost like when a high school is going for a trip. You can't just pull up at a hotel when no one knows who you are. They know that what high school is coming. You know, there was reservations made. So yes, I just want to
just like those government knew who was coming, even though it was rebels, they knew who was coming.
That's exactly, yeah, and they agreed with them as well. So what you saying, Mama?
I'm thinking about the economic problem that they might be facing in their countries, which might cause most of them to come to our country because they feel like it's a better country for them to survive financially or whatever. The fact that if they all flock here, who's gonna fight for their financial freedom from where they're from? Like,
who's gonna save their country?
Who's gonna save their country if they're all here, bro? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Okay, wait, you're reminding me of a video. Let me play this video real quick because I saw it and it was interesting. I wonder what you guys are gonna say about it.
Well, I wish there was a foreign
any country.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing right now.
You see, any country where the citizens, their biggest dream is to escape from it to another country, that country should never have existed. And Nigeria falls under that category. Yes. The biggest dream of many citizens of Nigeria is to escape it, to relocate abroad, to run from it. And their decision to escape the country is valid because Nigeria is a country that do not value human lives. When you go to Nigerian churches, pastor will say, receive your visa, receive your visa. And people will be shouting, amen, 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 just to escape their country. And when people get their visa, the kind of testimony they will give, praise the Lord, I got my visa. All that shouts just to escape your country. And you know the one that pains me the most are people who escape the country. And when they escape the country to a working country like Canada, UK, US, they will start supporting bad governance at home. They will start supporting bad leaders at home. Those are the ones that vex me the most. Personally, I think that Nigeria owes the Igbos an apology because the Igbos knew from the onset that Nigeria will end up being like this. They wanted out, but Nigeria forced them to stay in Nigeria. Personally, if you ask me, I would say that Africa as a continent is a British experiment. Nigeria was built on colonial structures designed to erase identity and suppress people. That is why the system is not working. That is why nothing is working, because the country was not designed to elevate its citizens. It was designed to serve the British. Do you know that in 2026, they are going to start taxing all of us? Yes. Any money you make, they will tax you from it. Any money you make, even if it's 5 naira, 10 naira, they will tax you from it. You cannot tax poverty. You cannot.
So I guess a Nigerian, speaking for Nigerians, you know. So going back to what we were saying, there's someone that is from Nigeria, probably maybe she's still in Nigeria, and she's saying what she's saying. You know, so you can continue from where you're speaking, man.
Yeah, I can hear what she's saying, bro. She's got a point, especially the fact that she thinks that Africa as a whole was like an experiment or something like that. So, you know, like that part, it's very deep. It's very deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shows the situation that we might be in, the mentality that some of us as African, you know what I'm saying, descendants, we might have that mentality that we don't even know why maybe you love the things that you love or you hate the things that you hate, because it's what's systematically built for you to think and move like that. So it's very deep. That was deep. I felt that.
Let me ask a question. Venus, you can answer this question. You can start. I want to ask that, let's say something happens in your country, right? Like, let's say a war or something that is very detrimental to the society of that country, you know. What's the right response? Should you flee your country, run away, go to some other country, or should you maybe try and fight to bring back your country? What is the right response to maybe whatever that they say they're coming here for, seeking asylum and whatnot? So what's the right response, really?
The question, bro, is very difficult for me to answer, but I'll try. I may go like, you know, innuendo style, but here's the thing. It depends which government is in power, not even just which government and which person is in power. If right now, if a war would have to break right now, there's this GNU right now, and then there's Ramaphosa there, I would definitely, I'm not gonna lie, try and go to the nearest country and hide there, and then come back. Because I mean, this is a land of milk and honey. Come back when everything is settled. You know. Again, let me answer it another way. If another government, some real revolutionary leader comes in power, and such thing happened, like for example in the apartheid days, before the ANC got the actual power, if I was one of those guys from country, then I wouldn't mind fighting for my country, because it will be worth it for me to be patriotic. Right now, I love South Africa as a country. Okay, first of all, I love myself as a Zulu. I love my South Africa as a country. And then everything else as we are mixing and this Rainbow Nation thing. So, I'm always missing my train of thought. But the thing is, it will depend which government is in power and who's in power. I don't mind fighting for my country, but I wouldn't fight for my country where I'm just a chess piece, a pawn.
Okay. So
I will go to another car, I will run and then I'll come back. I won't stay there forever. I won't go there and work at the mall as a cleaner or do some gardening or teach there. They already have teachers. I won't be a doctor there. They already have doctors. I won't be in charge of some university there or something, some position in the university, because there are some people there. I'll just go there to hide, to buy myself some time. When things settle down, I'll come back to my country. And if there's a leader worth fighting for, then I will fight. But I won't fight for people like Ramaphosa or the GNU government. You know, nah. I won't.
So
Even if Mandela was in power, still I wouldn't fight for the guy.
There are rules in that country gonna hide that as well, and also you're gonna have to live, you're gonna have to eat, gonna have to have shelter, all those things, how many years will be this if the war never ends? So what happens then? So you live
I don't
in
know.
the country.
Yes, bro. Here's the thing. I'm not against. You see, if there's a real war and people are being displaced, and then they move to a nearest country, and they are not mingling with people of that country, they are built tents somewhere in a camp, and then the government feeds them. I don't have a problem, even if it's taxpayers' money. I don't have a problem with that situation, because it's temporarily. It may last 4 years, 5 years, but it's temporarily. It's not like people are moving in; they are going to take it. So I will be under that program too, because there are such programs. The problem lies for me when you go to another country and then you stay there for a lifetime, and these people are the way they are doing it. There are no wars in their own countries. They will say they want to kill me in my country. I mean, Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a very civilized society. The infrastructure there, it's amazing. It's on another level. But you will find Ethiopians here saying they are asylum seekers. There's no war in Ethiopia. But if there was a real war, I would be under the same programs that refugees around the world are part of, but not meddling with the people in those countries. Yes, being fed by the government of that country, being medicated by the government of that country, because it's an emergency situation, regardless how long it takes. As long as I'm not interfering.
But then we should also ask ourselves, it's like, how long does this take, right? Because everything starts as something that is temporary, and then fast forward years later, there's still that thing, So, okay, fine. I wanted to ask Mango, but now he's gone. So I'll just say my piece. So for my point in me answering that question, I would say, and I would have to stay and fight for my country, bruh. Because the thing of living and going to another country, like, then who's gonna fix my country then? Like who?
I agree with you 100%.
The more the people that are against some type of regime and whatnot leave the country, then you leaving the people that want this to happen, you're creating a majority out of them. So the more they grow, the more powerful they are. So we're gonna have to stay in a country, fight for our country. Maybe you might be broke for your whole life. Maybe you might be whatnot. But then, if it wasn't for those people that fought for us to be here during apartheid times, we wouldn't have gotten here, because at the same time, they had to die. Family members had to die. All those people had to die for this to happen. So I think it's like a reality to reality basis thing, because your reality is this. I'm sorry, that's your reality. If you're Nigerian and your reality is this, that's your reality. And if I'm South African and my reality is this, bro, I'm South African, bro. I see these people coming here and saying that there's so many opportunities to grab, bro. Bro, I'm looking for these opportunities, bro. I'm looking for them. So now the system is becoming hard for me. But for me, I'm not blaming these people and whatnot, but I cannot sit around and pretend as if they have nothing to do with it. Like, they're adding on the issue, They're 100% adding on the issue, but that's not my point. I'm not talking to that point, but I'm just saying in terms of if my country was in some type of war, it's hard to live in here. Yes, I have to chase accountability. I have to be accountable. I want that. I want to be a human and live a war-free life and be happy, But then if my circumstances are that, if my country likes bombing us around, or maybe whatever, like, I'm gonna have to fight. I'm gonna have to fight for the reality that's in the future.
I want to ask you something.
You know.
Me, as you heard the answers I gave you the way too. If it's the current regime, GNU regime, Ramaphosa regime, I'll be forced to go to another country if there's a war in this country. But,
yes,
me now, what I want to ask you, would you fight for Ramaphosa? If a war were to break out now here in South Africa, would you fight in this current government?
Okay, let me first clarify the question. When I was saying war, I didn't mean that maybe South Africa is going to war with a different country. I'm saying that within our country,
maybe revolutionary war.
Maybe revolutionary, but to get to that revolutionary war, okay, fine. Let's add an account. Let's say maybe, what happened to Gaza is happening.
US is bombing us, for example, because we're selling Russia and China.
Yes. So in that thing, it's like, yes, it might seem as if we're fighting for Ramaphosa or whatnot, but maybe not really. Maybe we're just fighting for our country in terms of we live here as well. This is like, they're not bombing Ramaphosa's house. They're going to be bombing your streets that you walk on every day. All those things. So I would look at it from that perspective of protecting our land versus the government that is currently leadership.
Yeah, it will depend who's doing the bombing. If it's the other side,
let me add one more point. Let's say then Ramaphosa is sending us overseas to fight a war, maybe for Ethiopia or for Nigeria or for whatnot, like he's sending soldiers to whatever to fight some other country's war, or let's say this Iran and USA Israel thing. Maybe they say, hey, we must go and fight for Iran or whatnot. Then I'll be like, hey, no, man, I don't want to be fighting wars for other countries, man. So that I agree with you. But if it's here, we're going to have to defend our country. We can't now, because our country's been bombed, we're moving to different countries.
Okay, you said that. Okay, I get it. But you know what I'm going to say now is still the issue is the GNU and Ramaphosa, because you're going to fight. Okay, let's say you don't die, you lose a leg. And then the war is over within, this war, 6 months, 2 months, or even a year or two, the war is over. The guy is still in power. He still continues what he has been doing since 2018, if I'm not mistaken. What then? You lost your leg for that shit? Hell no. So that's me. Like, hell no. If it's a revolution, it's a real revolutionary revolutionary war. Then I would fight. If it's someone like maybe there's some coup happening, I will do my part. I'll definitely do my part to overthrow the current government. But if I'm fighting for let me make an example. You see, in Ukraine right now, that war has been going on for almost 5 years now. Between Russia and Ukraine, right? Uh-huh. And guess what? Zelensky is still in power. And here's the thing: there's been some talks of truce and what. So what if there was truce in Ukraine? Because now, if you listen to other analysts, Zelensky has been delaying the elections in Ukraine. Because chances are, during this war, if there were elections in Ukraine, because a lot of people are tired of the war, they would they wouldn't want Zelensky to be in power. He will be voted out. Because he's the current leader who's at war right now, he can't afford the elections because he knows he's going to lose power, and then the new president is going to come in and it's going to be peace or truce. So, and then imagine if the truce happens now under Zelensky. How would the normal Ukrainians feel? I mean, have you seen what's been happening in Ukraine? the age of people who are going to war, it's going down and down and down. Now they are raping 18-year-olds in the streets. If you're a kid, you're 18-year-old just going to the mall to get some bread, they will catch you. Now they started doing this thing of drafting people, the thing of choosing whatever.
Yeah, but because let's not run away.
No, I'm not running away. I'm just making a point that you can't, if the war ends in Ukraine and then Zelensky is still in power, what's going to happen? You went to war, you died, a useless war, you lost your leg and whatnot. And same thing in South Africa, you go to war for Ramaphosa in the JNU, you lose your leg, you lose your arm, and then you come back, the guy is still in power. He still continues what he's doing right now. The same thing we are tired of, and then you go to war for but yeah, you can continue. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, as a comment there, if I'm in Burkina Faso, I'll surely fight for.
Okay, before you can you message Mangoba, tell him the still link, the same link works?
Yeah,
I think
I think
and then it disappeared again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So here's a comment here. If I'm in Burkina Faso, I will surely fight for Traore, but it is not worth it fighting for this purpose in Africa. Is that what you're saying? Is that?
If you bring in Traore to the picture, maybe as time goes by, you're gonna know. But there are no indications yet that he's one of those puppets. Because if he was, I mean, because here the funny thing is in Burkina Faso, such things happen like all the time, and you can see when the puppet is in power. But for him, it doesn't seem so far. So for a guy like him, I would definitely fight, because like there's nothing that gives puppet indications whatsoever,
Yeah, but my overall point was that when I say fight, yes, there's the government, but we need to see the government for what it is. The government
True.
is not something that we should look at as our rulers. The government is supposed to be made out of people. So when that's why I'm saying fighting for my country, because that's how I see it. I don't see it as fighting for the government, because if you're fighting for the government, then I guess it's when they're drafting you, like you're saying, and then they're putting you in situations that you don't even know, you don't even feel the weight of them. You just know that they want you to fight, But then when we actually seeing things happening in our country that are opposite of what we believe in, then I think as a people, we should rise up and fight in whatever way we can fight. Some people are filmmakers, they can make content around that. Some people are public speakers, maybe they can try and do community engagement, reach out. Some people are violent, and maybe they can actually use their violence for good, and actually protect their own country, not just use it willy-nilly, and so many other things, whatever the talents may be. Like, that's what almost all revolutionaries have in common, bro. Even from people who were painters back in the day, they were banned. Pictures, bro. There were pictures that were banned that you couldn't even show to anyone because they depicted something that was perhaps maybe against whatever the powers were at that point in time. So I'm just saying that we need to reclaim our own country. Like, let's talk culturally, for example. As we all know that the Western world has changed a lot, or let me say, has contributed a lot into the global way of life. Things we wear, things we eat at this point. Maybe in Africa we still have some traditional meals, but you engage in an English breakfast once or twice. You engage in pizzas, pizzas and macaronis and stuff, right?
And so the same name is And the same maize meal that is used to make impuphu, maize meal, like the corn that is used to make, it's supplied by the Western,
All right, but my
whatever,
point
and it's genetically modified. So I just wanted to say
yeah,
that. Sorry to just distract you.
yeah. But my point is that it has come to a point whereby the way they believe in the Western civilization is how now people, even in other civilizations, are engaging, or how the schools, what we teach, and now these people are teaching the same thing. You know, so people are losing their cultures and adopting more Western type of cultures. So fighting can come into that as well and say, hey guys, how do we remain who we are, or maybe because you can't go back. There's no going back at this point. But how do we at least remain who we are, and then take our own culture and then thrive through it? You know, that doesn't mean in this world there's only one way to succeed. Like look at the Arabs, for example. They're not conforming to any other standards of the world and whatnot. They're doing their thing. The Chinese, all these people, they finding success within who they are, so that in turn that becomes maintained success. You know what I mean? But if now I take a Western philosophy and I use it for my success, yes, I might get something there and there, but do I really know about it like how the person that was born in it knows it? Maybe not. I can, but maybe not. But maybe something that is more natural and more pure. And when I think about it, I don't break my brain, because there's already channels designed within my brain to understand the certain thing, you know? So that could be fighting as well. Like we can fight for the education system to be fantastic for our young people, you know? We can fight for our infrastructures. We can fight for our law enforcement to be at the best level it can be, so that it can protect our cities and our neighborhoods. We can, you know, so many things. There's so many fights that we can fight to make our country better. But, you know, we're stretching, we're going too far right now. So let me just, because we're on xenophobia right now. So let me play, there's a video on SBC where they had somewhat of a panel, and they were talking there. So they were questioning just people, what they think about this, that, and the other. So let me play this one. And they had the Home Affairs Minister or Deputy Minister.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if you saw that video or not, but okay, I think it's
immigration law. We seem to have been oblivious.
Okay, is it this one? Move this one. Okay, so this is the Deputy Minister of Home Affairs in South Africa. So I'm curious what he has to say.
If you talk about people coming to South Africa seeking asylum, most of them are not really asylum seekers, but they are rather economic migrants that we have consistently shown with this slide, where around the year 2007, we had a surge of asylum seekers coming into the country. And that coincided with the global meltdown, which means that most people who come in are people who are looking for economic opportunities. And obviously, at the core of the immigration issue and the immigration debate, as other people will say, South Africans are xenophobic. And I would like to make it very clear, South Africans are not xenophobic. What you have here is a contest for resources in a country that is having problems in terms of growth, and then you have an influx of people who are coming into the country illegally because they are looking for opportunities. You have a situation where the employers are also more inclined to employ illegal immigrants because they take advantage of them because they are providing cheap labor, which is not acceptable. And that is why we need to deal with the issue, because that issue of economic migrants, it actually stifles opportunities for honest asylum seekers who are coming into the country, and then it clogs up the system.
Can you hold it there? You know what I'm thinking as I'm listening to him.
The world has to offer. We thought that the world is this perfect place and that it will allow South Africans to go throughout the world and experience the world. We did not have experience of saying that actually immigration comes with the illegal movement of people, it comes with the illegal move of goods, it comes with human trafficking. So the way in which the laws were crafted then favored the movement of people. We made it easy. We took down the electric fence that were put up by the apartheid government because they had designed our borders to keep people out. And we understood that immigration is an economic opportunity. But I want to say one part of it. The reason South Africa has become a country that is receiving, because South Africa is a receiving country of a number of immigration. It's because of the opportunities that are available in the country. It is because of the level of the economy that we are in terms of Africa and better in terms of the other countries. That is why we are attracting so many people to come into the country. Yes, we are now taking the issue seriously. If you look in terms of the past administration, the introduction of the Border Management Authority, it was not there before, but because the state takes serious issues of border and security. Right. One of the things we've said is that an unsafe country can never grow economically. We had a problem in terms of investment into the security cluster. Such investments now are being made. Right. We are seeing with the BMA, we'll be seeing more investment going to the defense to make sure that we secure the sovereign integrity of our country.
Deputy Minister, in order to secure the sovereignty or the territorial integrity of a country, we need to understand precise numbers in terms of how many undocumented people we have in this country. Do we know that number?
We will never be, it's not a number that you can know, it's a number that you can estimate. Remember, these people, they don't go through the formal structures of our border environment, so you cannot be able to say you have so many people who are in the country illegally. And that is why we need to work with communities, with civic organizations, where they know that there is influx or there is residences that have been captured by illegal migrants. They must work with us, even though we do not have all the resources that we do, but we have shown commitment to our inspectorate unit to run inspections within the country to make sure that those who are in the country illegally are actually deported. But that requires a whole of society approach. But if you were to ask me how many legal foreigners that are in the country, I don't think that anyone will know, because when they come in, they do not register anywhere to say that I have arrived. Most of the people that we can account for are those who come in for 90 days and then do not leave to go back to their countries, then become legal. We can be able to say who those people are. But a lot of investment has to be made in order for us to correct the situation around illegal migration.
Oh yeah, so you wanted to say something?
You know, he's a deputy minister, right? And where's the minister? Why the minister wasn't the one addressing this issue? You don't have to answer that. You know what I'm thinking? I may be wrong here, but what I'm thinking is they sent a deputy minister, and the minister and a deputy minister, who employs them? You'll be I'm not even surprised. You know, when they are deploying ministers, they are deploying certain political members. Ministerial positions are held by political members of a ruling party at the time. It's only now during JNU they didn't hold certain positions, but such position. Okay, maybe I may be wrong, because a minister of DA is in charge now of the Home Affairs, right? So I may be wrong. This guy may be coming from the DA side. But here's the funny thing, though: they don't send the minister; they send a deputy. You know what's going on here? Well, the way I'm reading it, we are heading towards local government elections. You know, this guy is here to do damage control. This is not the tune they sing. You know, the DA, the NC. And even if it's the NC, it's still like they don't sing this tune. But because we're heading towards government elections, the white minister of the DA, I don't know if it's Leon something, I'm not sure. that guy would have came here and said what he's saying. But you know what? It's better when the deputy says it than the minister himself. So from what this guy is a politician. He's a good politician. I agree with him. But here's the thing. What I want to say. Yeah, let me just leave it there. He's a minister. He's doing damage control because we're heading towards government elections. So he's saying what the people wants to hear. In a way, in the corner, you can tell it's controlled. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, for me personally, I wouldn't say that what he said maybe was, something of note or maybe something where people will rally behind him and say, oh, at least someone can speak the truth. Because I just think that is just saying stuff.
Political statement.
Yeah, it's just saying stuff. And also in terms of some things he's mentioning with like saying the apartheid government had an electric fence and we moved it down and now this thing is causing this and whatnot. So to me, I'm like, okay, you're a deputy minister. Surely this is not the first time you knowing about the electric fence or how immigration was dealt with and the issues that now you see these people, he even said that he doesn't know how many people come inside the country, So all those things. And he's a deputy minister of Home Affairs, by the way, which is insane that he doesn't know the numbers, crazy. That is a sackable offense right there, But
he's not doing his job.
To me, it's like, if you know these issues, then, and you are the deputy minister, which means that this issue should be spoken within the Home Affairs facilities, that you sit in those tables, you have plans of the year or whatnot, you have mandates, you have all those things. And we still have this immigration problem. But then Home Affairs is functioning every day. So basically it's just talking. And also it didn't say anything good. It was just mentioning stuff that happens only, that anyone can mention. It didn't it's not supposed to be speaking like that. It's supposed to be giving stats. It's supposed to be giving, no, we're actually doing this. We recognize the issue. So this is a program that we have in place to counter this issue. So this is how we're doing this because of this issue. This is why we brought back the electrical fence that were being used during apartheid because they were effective. But no, it's just like the same thing that Ramaphosa that did. Let me play you a Ramaphosa video, bro. But there's this other time where I was listening to Ramaphosa. It's like, why is a black child has less chances to succeed than a white child? I'm like, you are not the person to be saying these things, bro. You are the president. You're supposed to be there to make life better for your citizens, bro.
And it doesn't last.
That's crazy, bro. That's insane to me, bro. So he did something similar to that, but now he was talking about this immigration crisis.
He was being a comrade. Yeah, I can't listen to this guy, but for the sake of the show, I'll listen to him.
Who are here legally, respect us as South Africans, respect our laws, respect our conventions and our traditions, as you would want us to respect the laws and traditions of your own country. As a nation that defeated colonialism and apartheid through international solidarity, we carry a responsibility to advance constitutional values beyond our borders. So we then therefore say, yes, let us allow our laws to take their course. We have already set in place the way in which we will be able to deal with those who are in our country illegally. We remain committed to multilateralism, to respect for international law and principled diplomacy. International law was born from the devastation of global conflict. It is a shield for all countries in the world, regardless of their size or influence. True multilateralism demands respect for diversity while remaining firm.
Okay, no, that's enough. Hey, like, bro, this guy is tiring to listen to, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. But then, you know what he was saying there? So he's saying that, okay, the people must come and respect, South Africans, just like how they would like to be respected there, and we'll deal with those who are here illegally and whatnot, right? Bro, this guy's the president, bro. You shouldn't be talking about these things, bro. You should be doing these things. You actually can do it. You actually can say, hey, guys, we have an issue with an influx of illegal migrants in this country, Like, bro, if I can think of it, bro, it's not even something to think about. First step, border. First step. Even if you don't have an idea, the first thing you do, border. Border. Even the stupid, most dumbest president can think of border. A safe border, a protected border, a border that is not easily crossable. But then he can't do that because he knows that he's involved with some trafficking stuff behind the scenes. Not only human trafficking, but drug trafficking as well. They know the loopholes, bro. They know where you can cross. They know everything, bro. Who you think that is transporting all these things? It's the people guarding the border, bro. The military, all these guys, the police, all these people are there. They're working together with these people to transport people, to transport drugs, to transport other things we don't even have an idea of, So those are the people that are doing that. So, like, anyway, we all know anyway that politicians talking on the mic, it's like 101% lies anyway,
Yeah,
so
true.
that's the thing. So, but Mangoba, if you wanted to say something, bro, say it.
Yeah, I just want to apologize for blacking out for a minute. Hey, bro, my device was, not devising. Yeah. But we heard the president Ramaphosa. Can you hear me?
We can't hear you. It seems like you're talking like LA. I can hear you, me, Mangoba. I don't know. I'm not sure about LA.
Oh, okay. LA's got a glitching from. Okay, no problem. Yeah, still on the case. Yeah, we hear you, bro.
All right.
But yeah, our president is just, we all know how he is. Since from day one, like he's been that president that, does what he does. Or does nothing, really. So, yeah. So it's just like that, bro. It's just like that, But yeah, but like in our country, bro, we need some change. Definitely, we need some change. And the foreign part, like the foreigners, bro, hey, they need to think about what they're doing and think about it real good, because we all here and we all struggling, we all under the system, and we all black. Like, I don't know what to say, bro.
Me with this guy Ramaphosa, like can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
You hear me, LA? Okay.
Yeah.
To me, it's the same thing I said about the deputy minister of Home Affairs. We are heading towards elections, so he's changing his tune a little bit. Because if we were to track what he said a few weeks back, he was like, people who are doing whatever to the foreign nationals are going to be arrested. He said that weeks ago. And now, because we're heading towards election, he's saying they must respect our borders, whatever. But here's the thing. I want to ask you something. Respect, we know what it means. But what does respect do? I can respect you, but do I really respect you? Sometimes I can just, because I can pretend to respect you, but if treatment-wise, the way I behave, it shows that I don't respect you. So he said, before you came in earlier, he said something about respecting our laws. Respect don't do shit.
It goes back to actions speak louder than words.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
and we know, like, me, I have nothing against foreigners. I have friends, not now, but not that I'm not going to make one in the future. I had friends who are foreigners when I was staying in town in South Beach, you know. Okay, maybe that time I didn't ask if they're here illegally or legally, but we got along so well, you know, and they
True,
married
bro.
local, and they married our brothers, our Zulu sisters here, and I know really no problem with it, you know. But here's the thing. Besides them, the ones that I know personally, they were working people, you know. I had no problem with that. But now, with a lot of foreigners we have right now, if you go to any whether it's Malawi or Mozambique, go to South Beach now, those guys have a lot of attitude. They have no respect at all. There's been some video clips being shown. These guys saying they're not going anywhere. This is Africa, African dream, you know. I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, how many South Africans across the globe are holding such protests? Are having, like, we are South African, we are not going anywhere. You remember that guy in the United States, the one who wanted to run for some political position in the States, an Ethiopian guy? You saw what happened to him? They dragged that guy out of the country. There are videos of him being dragged. I would say he was pretending to be fighting, wasn't fighting, was busy moving around as they're holding him and they're pushing him, you know? Like, countries, like, you can't, if a country tolerates that from an individual, that says a lot about that country. Same thing that happens to South Africa. The funny thing, I'm not trying to drift away from the topic now. If you've seen the video that have happened like the past few months, like probably last year, of foreigners protesting here in South Africa, bro, they feel like they belong here, bro. Here's the funny thing: when foreigners are protesting or white people are I'm not necessarily anything, but from what I've seen, and a lot of the people can comment in the comment section will agree with me. When white people are protesting, when Indian people are protesting, when the colored people are protesting, when foreigners are protesting, bro, there will be no, okay, the way I see gases with the foreigners, there was this white people protest that took place where they back in they flipped cars and shit. Who was arrested there? There's no, they don't shoot at them. They don't shoot at foreigners. But when we, the locals, the taxpayers who are funding all the activities of these foreign nationals, whatever they are doing, stealing medication, going to hospitals, causing the long delays, they don't do anything when those people are protesting. But when it's locals, my bro, try and get a permit to get it. You see in town, in the city, in the Durban CBD.
Yeah.
You see those shops always passing by. They're selling clothes, being run by foreign nationals, Ethiopians, whatever other African nationals. Try that as a South African. See what's going to happen. You will find that you won't afford the place, not because you don't really afford the place, but there are certain mechanisms in place. So yeah, let me end it there so that I don't go on a rant.
Yeah,
okay, guys. At 18:55, I'm gonna go offline, try sort out some issues, and then I'll be back probably within a minute or two. But you can go ahead, because I see this conversation like it's gonna take like there's a lot to be like uncovered. I wasn't prepared for it.
Okay, so I wanted to play a video. Yeah, it's a short clip. I think it's that video you sent me with Dominic G and whatnot. Because I wanted also to show that the confusion is also happening within South Africans as well. You know, there are South Africans that are like, okay, you know, these are Africans as well, this, that, and the other. And then there are South Africans that say, hey, man, this is our country. So they can be Africans in their own country, you know, and whatnot. But then there's a political party by the name of the EFF, which is a big ally of, you know, foreign nationals, you know, probably bigger than even they are for the locals, because they always convince the locals to be reckless and burn down everything, and then they get arrested and go to jail, you know, and they continue to be out there preaching all these things, you know.
Yeah, play before I leave, bro. I'll leave for 2 minutes though.
They somewhat selling us as well, you know. And not only them, but the people that believe in that idea as well, because they're speaking, because they're working on something. They won't speak about something that people don't believe, you know, because they're not that the certain population of people that believe this. They're like, hey, let's roll with this. Okay, so here's this video. Like, I don't know what you guys think.
On a recent episode of Podcast and Chill, Mac G and Saul read through the EFF's new manifesto and exposed that the party may not have South Africans' best interest at heart.
Have you guys seen the EFF? What's the thing that Floyd wrote? What's it called?
Manifesto.
Manifesto. Have you seen the first line regarding immigration? What it says? Have you guys seen it?
No, I've never.
Let me read it out to you, man.
Mac G read the party's position out loud, that the EFF says it will aid foreign nationals, even if they are in South Africa illegally. The crew in the room responded with visible frustration. Mac G disagreed with that position on the spot.
Let me read it out to you. Wait,
how did you guys feel though about the marches? Just
hey,
the
man,
videos
it's all a bit, seems so planned, bro.
Yeah, it has to be. If it's going to be successful, they have to properly plan it. Look, man, I feel like it's falling on deaf ears, because I saw they gave a memorandum to Panyaza, and it was like, yeah, we got the memorandum, we'll consider it, and nothing is going to happen. But I feel like the cause is justified, especially if it's peaceful.
Yeah.
No one is being hurt, no one is being killed, you know. But there is a huge thing happening. You know what I mean? Where everybody's going to South Africa. And if it's a fight for prosperity and peace, if you're in a...
I just got the budgeting app.
How?
Space 44. Look, it pulls our expense.
war-torn country, or a country that the economy has collapsed and you can't really do much about it. There's so many other places of peace and freedom where the economies are doing fairly well, where you can carve out a life and a path. And you need to go there and not break the law also, you know? And not all illegal immigrants break the law, number one. Okay, technically, by being illegal, they have broken the law. But you know what I mean? They're not like being menace to societies. And some, as even though they don't mean harm, but when you do go to a clinic, the resources do get strained. And sometimes South Africans then get there and it's like, oh, there's no beds at the hospital, there's no medication at the clinic, you know, because the resources are limited. So there is a thing where everyone is just coming to South Africa, and Africa is so huge. And there are many countries that are doing okay. Botswana, Kenya, many countries, there's some countries are doing okay. So the plight is real and understandable, and the cause is a worthy one. Just don't kill people because now you're just being a law unto yourself and you're doing illegal things as well.
For me, I agree with the march, right?
Yeah.
On South Africans, on principle, we all agree with the march. However, you know, that's why I love having comedians here. When we had Celeste and she mentioned, why is it that every single country in the world is talking about immigration? That's when I was like, hey, what's going on here, man? Actually,
it's not only South Africa.
The UK, America, XYZ. That's when I was like, hey, man, what's going on here? But anyway, so here's the manifesto. from EFF. So this is the first line, bro. It says, the EFF will take up struggles of all immigrants, and then in brackets, most of whom are economic migrants and asylum seekers in South Africa, close brackets, whether they're in the country legally or illegally.
Oh.
That's what it says in the manifesto, yeah, EFF. Kid you not, bro.
Oh, no wonder.
Kid you not.
One of the co-hosts, known as Ghost.
Yeah. We can't hear you, Mr. LA. Or is it me? Venus, are you still around? Ayo, Venus.
Kuluma, wait, let me change. You see, something went wrong with my... Continue.
Is Venus still around?
No.
Oh, I think he's gone too. But yeah, bro, like you said, the EFF loves the foreigners more than it does us as South Africans. We all
can you
know
hear
it.
me?
Like, I hear you right now. I hear you.
All right, so let's push it like this. My mic, it died on me because now I had to charge it. Remember?
Yeah, it's cool though. But yeah, hey, the EFF with the Malema there.
The second Christ of, the second coming of Jesus Christ. You know, you know how much the EFF people like Julius, bro. It's crazy. Let me remove him a bit so that when he comes back, you know. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let me read this comment. Correct yourself. South Africans are not confused. As for your hero EFF, please come fetch him and his followers. Hurry up. We are tired of your propaganda together with the old age home parliament senators. I agree. You know, I agree. You know, because I mean that's what I was saying, that like they treat Malem as the second coming of Jesus Christ, bro. It's like, you know, so hey Vinas.
I'm bad. I was listening to you guys. No, I was listening to you guys, but I couldn't comment. I was still sorting out some things on my phone, so now I'm back because I knew this discussion was going to take long. You know what's up, LA. You know what time it was. But yeah.
So here's a comment by Enid Williams. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. You're saying correct yourself. South Africans are not confused. As for your hero EFF, please come fetch him and his followers. Hurry up. We are tired of your propaganda together with your old age home parliament senators. Well, we call them ministers, but I get what you're saying right there. You know. So, okay, you followed up with funny how 9 times out of 10 Nigerians are streaming from other countries and not the great Nigeria.
Like on our live right now.
I'm saying, like, you're saying that Nigerians, whenever you watch a Nigerian stream, he's not in Nigeria, bro. They're never in Nigeria, bro. They always they're in the UK, they're all over the place, but they never in the great country of Nigeria, bro.
I didn't get that part. Who was saying that?
Shout out Nick Williams, man.
Yeah, in the comment section.
Oh, cool. We have some live viewers. That's great.
Yeah, so as I was playing that video, you see even MacG and Soul them, they've known about the EFF for how long? Since it came along in 2014 or something. We all knew about it. Everyone knew about it, bro. So, but then when I was saying these things, because I've been reading the manifestos and I don't listen to these people. I just go to the website and see the top 10 points and whatnot. That's why I wanted to retract from MK as well, because when I went there and read what they planning or promising what to do, you see that maybe you agree with 2 or 3 things. The rest, you're like, what? You know, I don't know, you know, and it's even worse with the EFF, bro. When you read and then you read what they promising that they will do, You're like, oh, no. And then you go and tell people and say, hey, man, do you really know what you're supporting? Because you'll notice that the same people that are fighting this xenophobic thing and they're going to the streets and they're the same EFF supporters, bro. You know,
they don't even know.
EFF. They don't even know, bro.
Bro,
that's why thing, bro.
That's why I was thinking about that guy who wrote in the comments talking about South Africans are not confused, bro. Hey, people are confused, bro. People are confused.
Yeah, they are. They definitely are, bro. That's facts, bro. Because so many people that are the leaders of this xenophobic things, whether it's marches or commentary or whatnot, most of them are EFF. But then when you go to the manifesto and we see what the EFF stands for, you heard it there, bro. Illegal or anything, bro. It goes.
So you know what's confusing? You know what's confusing me? You know what's confusing me? As citizens, we are always asked to obey the law, to do everything by the law. You steal a chocolate there at ShopRite, you get it at a supermarket, whatever, you get arrested. And then you have these people who skip 5 countries and come here. They're breaking the law in those countries they are skipping, and then they come here, and then suddenly the laws don't apply to them. They have to be documented here. I mean, they should go back to their countries, sort out their shit out documents-wise, and then come here through the border and then get documented. And then state your case. What are you here for? You know what I'm saying? If you go to any other country in the world, you can't just go in there. There has to be, I've researched Russia and China. You have to make a certain investment there, around $500,000 to $1 million. You have to invest in the country. It's like basically, in simple terms, you are buying your citizenship, but they want you to invest in that country to see. Like, you are there for a reason. There's a way you're going to be able to make a living in there. You're not going to struggle. You're not going to overstretch their medical whatever they have there, you know? But yeah, people are coming here, opening tuck shops. I mean, how much investment have you made opening a tuck shop? It's not even 100,000 rands.
And then they don't pay tax as well. I had, there was one video that I saw that people, they don't even notice that people are coming and making businesses and hiring people and paying tax. We know from here on the ground, these people only want cash, bro. When you go and buy something from them, they only want cash.
You know what I wanted to say though, regarding this EFF manifesto thing? Me, I never voted in EFF in my life. I voted only once. It was last year, last year. We went with Mangoba to vote for the first time, me and him. I'm not gonna say it, but we are 30-something years old. Imagine. We are beyond the age of democracy. But what I wanted to say is, I always liked it. I always liked the EFF, you know? I always liked the EFF, what they showed me. Because me, I'm the person, I don't like reading. I don't like to read. Even my girlfriend knows I don't like to read. But I prefer consuming things, you know, watching like this podcast and whatever.
That's crazy, bro.
Can you hear me? Because this thing just went like, it was buffering. I'm a person who doesn't like to read. I consume my medium, whatever, news through video. That's what. So from what I've seen, ever since the time of its inception.
Hey, this man is glitching.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, the whole thing is about, man, a lot of people are engaging in these things, bro, and they're not even knowing where it's come from. Like, there's one thing Mekchi said there. He said it looks planned. So me, I always believe that, and whenever you see a bunch of people in the public, in the streets and whatnot, trust me, it's definitely planned. Ain't nobody going around getting just people sitting wherever they're sitting and then they just go out on the streets. These people, it's planned. There were emails involved. There was documentation. There was the police know, the municipality knows. Everybody knows. So is it still a protest or is it a demonstration or maybe a performance in a way? Because it's like you're not disrupting anybody. They brought the ambulance for you. They brought the police for you. They brought all these people to make sure that you are safe while you're doing this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a peaceful march.
Yeah, so there's nothing ever called a peaceful march, but we have to take that, because they say it exists, but it's all those things, But then you can continue, Venus.
No, I'm sorry. I really don't know what happened, but I think I was talking about it was my first time hearing that the EFF manifesto. I don't know how many years it was formed, but I believe I'm good. Yes, I was there. I don't like to read. I'm one of those people who consume things through video. I prefer it that way. So I like the EFF. I never voted for them, but I like them. I like Malema, especially the way he speaks. But after hearing, it was my first time hearing like their manifesto. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm one of those people. So now I'm asking to myself, like, what the fuck is this? Like, really, what did I like? It's a good thing I never voted for them, because
it's the hoorah. When they come this is our country. We're gonna fight for it. We're gonna take, and then people like,
let me say something now. Let me say, based on what McG did, bruh, there was a post I saw on X, formerly known as Twitter. There were people who didn't believe that shit McG said. They said he's lying to the people. And you know what's funny? People in the comment section, they sent their screenshots. They immediately went to the EFF website and they read the manifesto. And they were like, no, it's not lying. So it came to what I wanted to say earlier. The Matrix, bro. Remember in our last broadcast, I talked about the Matrix towards the end. Like, the Matrix, bro. It's hard waking up from the thing, because facing reality is hard. It's not an easy task. That's why that guy preferred a fake steak over the same pop shit they were eating over the porridge thing they were eating in the Matrix thing. He made a decision to go and eat the fake steak, because reality is not pretty, bro. You have to eat that pop. So people were like, it showed how this Matrix thing works. Like, people were saying, no, don't mislead the people, make you lying in the comment section in the clip that was on X. But people, luckily, they went to the EFF website, they took screenshots of the thing. So I wonder what they said after that. Because like, there's nothing about maybe not nothing, but to say such a thing about foreigners and not about your own people, it's like me being a member of your family. We share the same blood, and I'm saying the person I'm going to put, like, I'm going to consider first. It is my friend from outside the blood, or is like, that's not being realistic, but people are vibing with that. That's let me end it there for now. Now I'm getting too, I'm shouting.
Yeah, and it's even more crazy the fact that there are people that are defending this, bro. They're like, hey, it's not true. How can it not be true if it's there? You know what I mean? It's there, But yeah,
No, go ahead, bro.
Okay, let me play this guy.
You're seeing on the media, South African. Contrary to what you're seeing on the media, South Africans are not xenophobic. Contrary to what you're seeing in the media. Now, that statement sounds a blasty statement, especially because of some of the things you would have seen online. I'm not saying that there are no xenophobic people in South Africa. That's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying the entire nation is xenophobic would be missing the point. There are 65 million people in South Africa. We have 11 official languages. We're one of the most diverse societies in the world, and even though that is the case, we get along with most people. If you go and look at the largest companies in South Africa and the CEOs or boards of those companies, you will find that the CEOs or boards or C-suite executives are many people from the rest of Africa. So I think I felt that it was important for me to say that. The second point I want to make is this. I think that there is an agenda to turn us against each other. And I think we feed that agenda when we feed the noise and the fire. And so what I'd like to think we can do is to reach across the divide, have actual conversations, understand what's happening, as they say in Kenya, kwa ground, on the ground, so we can find each other.
Okay, yeah, that's what you think about what he said there. Is it a matter of maybe the powers that be are trying to separate us, or what?
Can I go first on this one? I like this guy. I look up to him, even though I never met him, but I consider him as a mentor. You know, there are people who are good liars who will come on the platform, such platforms, and they'll say certain things, and then we'll buy into those things. But him, I really like. I admire the guy, but I think I did watch this video. Well, you don't have to play the whole of it, but I did watch this video. But for me, I get what he's saying, and he's right. But again, he's trying to be politically correct because he's an investor capitalist. He invests in these countries and all that shit. So I'll say that. But yes, I agree with him. As South Africans, we are not xenophobic. It's just that when certain people come to this country and they are seeking economic opportunities, and we being here, we know there are no economic opportunities. I think this what it should have been about. Like, there are no economic opportunities here. I mean, all of us here got qualifications, the three of us here. But have you ever been hired? No. But then you will find that, because this thing goes far as, I'm glad he mentioned that. I didn't know, because he's in that world. He's a venture capitalist. There are South Africans, there are foreigners in charge of certain boards or being CEOs in some companies. Here's the thing. Months back, maybe if it's not 7 months back, there was this hearing that was going on in South Africa along with the Madlanga Commission, where they were questioning. There's a commission questioning the South African universities, you know, and in that thing they highlighted the fact that the law states that foreigners who should be hired here in South Africa should possess certain skills that we do not have in a country. I'm sure it's somewhere there in the laws, but you will find that in our own universities. We have so many professors. In our own universities, we have people of foreign national who are holding certain positions. You know, the inquiry was about that, and I was so surprised. They asked the people who are in charge of the university, South Africans, like, why did you hire such people? What qualifications do they hold that locals do not hold? They were not able to answer those questions. You have a guy, there's a video I saw today, he was talking about there are some doctors. I think it was the same interview you played, but you didn't play the whole thing, the SABC interview. There was a white guy who was wearing one earring on the left. See, he said there were doctors, qualified doctors from West Africa who cannot find jobs in South Africa. You know what came to my mind? Because charity begins at home. It's not because I hate those doctors. But doctors, months ago, there were doctors who were camping outside, I don't know what board, whatever government building. There was like 1,000 something doctors from South Africa who cannot find jobs. But go to MCN Hospital right now, here in Umlazi, not here, but there Umlazi. You will find foreign nationals being doctors there, but there are 1,000 doctors in South Africa. What skills are they bringing in this country that these doctors do not have? Unless they are neurosurgeons. Because I know
there's only one or two doctors, whereas people always need doctors, but then at the same time, when they go to those hospitals, they have to wait for the whole day to see a doctor, you know.
So there's a thing. I love Vusembe. What he said is true, but I feel like he was being politically correct. He was trying to be politically correct. Because if you watch the entire interview, he talks about Christianity, if he's saying about the same God. I'm proud to say here, to state here, I'm not a Christian, but I'm not against Christianity. I'm not a Muslim, I'm not against Muslim. I'm just me. I'm Zulu. Even though in the Zulu culture there are things I disagree with, I will never do. So, like, I'm not against anyone, but you can't wrap us around the same umbrella. Yes, we are serving the same God because the same creator that created us. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Let me end it there.
So, Mango, what you say?
Yeah, bro, I'm just listening, bro. I'm just listening right now. You know, like, I don't have much to say. But hey, we all know these things. We all out here. It's like, I don't know, man. Because even myself, like when you talk about foreigners, like I'm sure your both know, since we like, you know, that my sister's like married to a foreign guy. You know what I'm saying? Like my nephews be foreigners. You know what I'm saying? Like right now here in my home, bro, like we got a maid who's foreign. Right now as I'm speaking, bro, she busy cleaning in the kitchen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my life revolves around foreigners more than the people that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, bro. Like we closely related to those people, bro. We know a lot, and we know a lot of foreigners. So basically, I wouldn't say I'm xenophobic or I hate them or anything like that. But the fact still remains, bro. Like people need to go back to their countries and fix their shit, bro. So maybe one day we can go there and visit, because now it's all good, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, because we'd like to visit the other countries. So if the people from there live in the country and leaving only the degenerates to take care to leave the country in their hands, they're gonna rule it, of course, you know. But yeah, so yeah, somewhat agree about both with what you said, guys. But when it comes to voting, yeah, I felt that it was being politically correct, you know, because the thing about division, I get it. It's a thing that everyone says when, I guess what you were saying, that it is saying it for some business interest that he wants in the future, you know, because what do you mean causing division, right? Like you see that same sentence, I can say it's in everything. If there's a movement or a mission that I'm on and I'm trying to convince people, hey guys, you know, let's do this. You see, they're trying to divide us. You know, it's like words, bro. You know, everyone says that, you know, but then there's an issue at hand that needs to be dealt with. You know, just saying that they're dividing us, you know, is helping no one. But then I wanna show you guys some comments. The first one by Enid Williams, man. Shout outs. He's saying, I'm happy you guys are actively communicating. Disappointing to hear 30-year-old voted only once. So indirectly, you'll have a stake in South African integration or degradation. Voting is important, people. Oh, voting is important. People died for you too. You have a response.
I
do. What I want to say is that we all know that the elections are rigged, bro. Like, come on now. You really think that your vote might, like, but yeah, we vote because we got hope. Like, bro, that shit is rigged.
You know what, bro? I'm on Mangoba's tune. The votes are rigged. Remember what happened during the elections? The thing blanked out, I don't know, for 30 minutes or an hour or so. The thing that was showing us the score.
The count.
And then when it came back the way it came back. And then you had people who showed us on video that when these votes were submitted, they were, for example, they were 1,380. And then you will find that you will see it was a 3 and then it's changed to 80. So, like, I really vote that fair. And, you know, when it comes to this voting thing, bro, like...
you don't trust. I don't trust.
And we voted last year, and it's not our fault. You know, we haven't been convinced. I voted for MK. But you know what? I'm not so sure. I love Zuma, former President Zuma. I love him. Because even if he wasn't in the ANC, they were still, like, they will show certain clips of him not able to say certain numbers, or not the media being the media. But when that guy was on, there was this interview of him on RT News internationally in Russia. It was for some BRICS summit or something. That guy is very fluent in English. The problem may be reading or what. That guy is very fluent in English.
In the beginning.
But I like the guy, what he stood for, but I never voted for the NC. Till I was 34, 33 years old. Then I voted for him when he was in MK. Does that mean I'm a tribalist? Does that mean I'm xenophobic? When I grew up, my mother was in Kasa. She was working at Ulundi. In Kasa was very dominant there. I grew up listening to certain propaganda about Inkatha. Me, myself, at a young age, I was like, I'm Inkatha. But when I grew up, I was like, no. Because, I mean, if you look at how things turn out in this GNU thing, Inkatha, how it is now, you'll be like, I'm surprised that there are men at 17 MLAs who are voting for Inkatha. Inkatha is not, like... I think this is the only true face of Inkatha will ever face. But people, because they're in the matrix, they're still voting for Inkatha. You may say I'm a... What's this thing when people are changing all the time? There's a term for it. When people are this, they're this. May I change? And I change based on my education that I've received, information that I've received. If I get the wrong information and then I think that the information is the Alpha and the Moika, of course I'm going to be that, especially when I'm growing up. But when I'm at a certain age, where I'm an adult, I'm able to make up my own mind. Of course I will change and not be the thing. What my family or my friends or my subordinates wanted me to be. So this voting thing, from the start, I never believed the voting would fix anything. And it was a proof during those elections where the MK rose, how it rose, that the voting, come on, bro. Are you really, okay, as a South African writer, let me look at the South Africans at the lens of my factor camp. Yeah. Are you really telling me the ANC got 49, whatever, 44 something percent in the elections? Hell no. If the ANC really got 40 something percent, the screen was not going to blink out. It wasn't going to blink out. Are you telling me we are in the third or fourth industrial revolution? Are you telling me we're still dealing with the same technological issues we were dealing with in the 90s, 70s, 60s, and 80s, whatever, 70s? It can't be. It can't be. Knowing that you know how many South Africans register to vote. You know which the system has to be stable. You have people in place, true IT specialists in place, who are supposed to take care of the thing where if it goes under. I mean, I'll make an example. There was this time when there was there was 3 or 4 or 5 years back, you know, artists worldwide will battle each other on Instagram Live. There will be Swiss Beats versus Timbaland. There will be rappers. I don't know who was it, but they broke the internet, those ones. Instagram shut down. There was 1 million something people, maybe 1 million to 4 million people, and then the shit shut down. There has never been that many people on a live before it broke down. Are you telling me in this day and age, 23, 24, 25, 26, yeah,
that thing can still happen again?
It can still happen, and there's more than 20 million people or 15, 30 million people register to vote, and you are aware of certain issues. You're telling me the system crashes down, and you're telling me, I'm sorry. As a person who was voted once, I'm even hesitant to vote for the second time in this government. Even if I do vote, I'll still vote for the MK, even though I disagree with certain things that the MK brings. I just want to give I'm the person who gives people a chance, and then they prove themselves. You know, if it's 5 years, yes, I'm willing to suffer that 5 years to see they are not capable, and then I'll pick another one if I have to.
Because we've been suffering for a long time.
Yeah, but in these 30 years, we voted when we were 32, 33, 34, you and I, Mamo.
Yeah,
and then you see these things happening, and you're telling me the votes can still really change our way of life. Hell no. Hell no, it can't. Never. You know, if voting was digital, you see, when people are coming live, when you're in your X Live or Instagram Live, or those who are doing street chats or whatever, you see, that's real-time numbers. You have specialists who are going to watch over people who are hacking the system. If things were like that, as we are voting, it counts. And there are people watching the system. Make sure no one interferes with the system. I say that's the most legit approach, because you know the real numbers in real time. By 12 a.m. in the morning, if there are certain stations open, you know what numbers are. This thing of waiting 2 or 3 days for the votes to be counted, they're going to be rigged. They're going to be, yes, the digital system too is vulnerable, but if you hire people from being brought over by certain political parties or whatever to watch over the system, no one will have that system. So the voting cannot. So that's my response to the I forgot his name who was in the comment section.
Yeah.
Like me, that's me with voting. It can't be. Yeah, maybe you wanna say something. I'm talking way too long.
Yeah, bro. I've always people call us conspiracy theorists, but yeah, bro, the voting, bro, it's that shit is rigged. You know, we don't really trust it, but we do vote because now, everything is political, bro. Politics are everywhere. We under the system, so at one point you have to vote. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really thought the MK was gonna take it. We don't know what happened. You know, so and we are gonna vote again, I guess. You know, until we see some change, because you know what I'm saying, it's better to try than not do shit at all.
Yeah, but can really voting change the fate of your country, though? No, cannot.
Just like how you were saying that you wouldn't go to war if the current president was the one handling shit. So by you voting and probably changing the government to the government that you think is, you know what I'm saying, for you, then, you know what I'm saying, that will cause, even if a war breaks through in this country, like, you already know that you're going to fight for your country because you're behind the ideology, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever the president stands for.
Yeah, true. You know, you just remind me of something that we are in this xenophobic thing. You know what I want to what I want to say about xenophobia. We saw LA brought up the definition, and I would say it's something else, because the thing is, we are not xenophobic. The thing people of this country in South Africa, they do not want is people coming here with no specialist in their area of industry, whatever. You come here and become a waiter, but we don't need to be that educated to become a waiter.
Yeah.
So that means you are competing now with people who are in this country. Not all of us in this country can be educated. Certain people who can, you know, even us who are educated are waiters. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
So you're coming here, you're competing with us for these jobs. That's the problem this country have. Another thing is the drug problem. A lot of foreigners in this country, if you go to the CBD, I don't know how many Nigerians are selling drugs. Not even Nigerians alone. Mozambican, these guys, whenever they get caught, it's not a person who's corrupt in some company, registered company. It's a guy who's pretending to be running a company, but he has some ideas of South Africans. This is way of getting access to these South African IDs so they can duplicate them and sell them to their fellow Africans, our fellow Africans. You know, it's these things that are pissing us off. And we are not, if you've seen, there's only been a few occasions where people are getting slapped. You know, these Zulu guys marching, Palumta slapping these people. If you say again, in defense of that, go to Eastern Cape when they were in Eastern Cape. More than 2 guys were stabbed, beat up by foreigners during that march. You know, it's those things. These guys, Ethiopians, they are coming here. They are opening spaza shops. They are competing with South Africans. Fine. When in business competition, it's okay. But here's the thing: these guys, they raise the prices to a point where it's unreasonable, and it's gonna be hard for locals to compete because we don't do the orders in the same places. They have their own places where they manufacture these goods that have not been approved by the health something the department of that approves certain things that are sold in retail stores, supermarkets, restaurants. You know, there are videos that show up all the time on our TikToks, on our social media, showing the environment where these guys are producing these foods. You know, it's not us being in fear or hate, discrimination. It's the things these people are doing. We are seeing it's drugs. You know, you have Nigerians staying in Nigerians rule South Beach. You know, police. There's this thing back in the day. They will call it ukdonsa. The police will go there. They will collect money from these guys. It's called ukdonsa. You know, back in the more than 10 years ago, there was the term that was used in South Beach, ukdonsa. Are you telling me South Beach is very small, bro? Are you telling me they really don't know where the drugs are? Because I saw another video where they were in these buildings, supposedly a drug dealer is there. That guy was arrested. They wouldn't have arrested him if there was no drugs in the building. So there's those things. Another important, because the drug issue is huge.
Yeah.
Same South Africans who are selling drugs in the townships, they are getting these drugs from these Nigerians. Yeah, some from Indians and white people, but most of them are getting them from the Nigerians. It's been cut, it's been mixed, and whatever. But the other issue I want to get into, the thing that we hate about these people, not them, but what they do. Go to the Durban CBD, bro. The Durban city, go to Johannesburg, go to wherever. You will find people selling in the streets. In the streets, there are certain places where, you know, those shelters. You have to go to SARS. You are known. You own the number something shelter in the streets. You know, you are giving that space. As small as it is, it's supposed to fit your goods that you are selling. And then you will find next to those people, you will find people selling clothes there, selling shoes, selling sandals, selling what. But they are not permitted to sell those things there. And there was another video I wanted LA to play. There was another video where people are selling beds in the streets. When have you ever seen that? I mean, if we are talking about the third and the fourth industrial revolution, are you telling me you want to go to the city, you can't even walk on the pavement because there's people putting shoes on the floor? I mean, they do have shelters where they're supposed to sell. Okay, those shelters are full. I understand that part, but people are selling on the streets, and when the police come, they'll pick up and run away, and then when police are gone, they'll come back and put those things again. That's not South Africa, bro. There's some butcher shit going on there. There's so much, like, I'm sure you've seen those people who are selling second-hand clothing. They just put a sale, they'll put a clothes, they'll put shoes in there.
Yeah.
I'm not against the entrepreneurial aspects of it, but I'm against the fact that we want smart cities. We want if you see Sandton the way it is, can you imagine if the same people in Joburg, in Durban, CBD, they were to do the same thing in Sandton? Would they allow that shit in Sandton?
No, definitely not.
Even here in Durban, we have places like the workshop area where you can have multiple vendors, street vendors selling there. There are environments built for street vendors, but you can't just put your goods everywhere, anywhere in the streets.
Guys, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. So let me end this. That's what I wanted to say. It's those things we don't like foreigners are doing this kind. It's not because we don't like foreigners. It's the same. It's the certain things they do in this country, drugs, the way they sell their goods and whatever and services on the streets. You can't even walk on the pavement anymore. It's those things. We don't hate them. We don't discriminate against them. But it's the things they do in this country.
All right, so just I need to say, shout out to Enid Williams. He wrote there, I'm out now, but keep on, boys, and educate, mobilize your age mates, focus on yourself, not voyeur. Is a BE recipient. Allora continua, I think Kinako Mzati. I'm out. And then he also wrote GNU is not necessarily the enemy. Think broader. Vote rigging. Because of one party governing. Very wise to have watchdog always. We learned from ANC, but we were united to get rid of apartheid for y'all. Oh, okay. There's another one from any more advanced. Don't focus just on the problems in South Africa. Talk strategy, solution, and rise up. I'm so proud of you guys for being educated. So go on, fight for your country. Illegals must go. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. Enid Williams. Thank you for engaging with us, man. You know, we appreciate you for sure. We need more people to be commenting because the more people are commenting and engaging with us, the more we share knowledge, or we share strategies, or we share how we go forward really as the country, because it's all down to us in a way. So the more you guys engage, and also like shout out to Enid, because he's adding, he's saying, hey man, if we were other people, we could have taken it like, hey man, we don't need no advice from you. But then because he knows he's engaging, man. We don't need to be those people. We need to be like, hey, we need more people to add what they think, so that because everyone here is learning, bro. They say you learn till you die, you know. So yeah, thank you so much, and make sure that you always stay tuned, man. You know, shout outs. Make sure that you're subscribed already, man. Please. And also, if man, I don't know, you can come on as well. You know, you can come on as well. If
they can join our lives, and we can. It's good to have different opinions in the panel. You know, since the other guy said he was in London or something, it would be good to hear his perspective of things, especially if he's a foreigner in London. If he followed the rules and regulations getting into the country. No, I'm just saying, because most of the people I know, they do follow regulations. It's not like all of us Africans don't follow regulations. Some of us do follow regulations. Even me, when I start once I get enough bag and I start going to these countries, I will follow regulations and I will go there, visit. If my 90 days is finished, I'll come back to South Africa.
Yeah. So, okay, guys, shout outs for you for staying locked in while I was, you know, what you call it when technical problems, yes.
technical
difficulties, you know. So I had to change my whole camera because now this thing that I was using, usually when I got it connected, automatically charge, it charges like a car. You know, when the more you're driving, the more your battery is fully charged. You know, in a way. You know, so that's how position. But then for some reason, when I connected it now, it didn't respond. You know, it was like battery keeps on decreasing and decreasing. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, because usually it's full 100% because it's already connected to the system. You know, but it is what it is. But I got another one connected now. Okay, fine. So I want to move on.
Do you have enough time though? Okay, the last one. Okay, cool.
You know what? I think let's continue on the next one. I think for now, thank you everyone who's been engaging. Subscribe, like, and comment. You know, everything's in the description. Man, see you later, you illegal you illegal immigrant. See you later.
And we might have more people on the next one, bro.
Yeah, man, that'll be dope for sure, bro. That'll be dope for sure. So
let's make it tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm down. So yeah, keep it to that. Catch us on Facebook, catch us on TikTok, catch us everywhere. The same name that you see now on YouTube. Just copy that and then paste it on Facebook or TikTok. We're still coming to Twitter. We're still gonna come to. We are on those other platforms. The accounts are created already, but then they're waiting for content, you know. So when the time is right, you can find us to those as well. But for now, it's Facebook, it's TikTok, and it's YouTube, you know. Okay. Here's Annette Williams saying something here before we go. I'm a colored lady and was tear gassed and bitten by canine apartheid dogs when I was 16 years old. Our teachers educated us in secret. Instead of geography, they told us about NC, etc. Nowadays, you have freedom. Yes, I mean, shout out to you, Miss Williams or Mrs. Williams. I mean, hey, you got a perspective on you there, which will definitely help us because now we have someone actually who saw what was happening in those times. And I mean, if there's a way, I don't know, can you join? You know, if you can, you know, I mean, it would be very interesting, you know, but
very
maybe not today. But if right now, you can leave your email.
No, she should know. You know what? She should comment in the comment section, and then we give her an email, and then she emails us, and then we send a link when you're going live. Because she can't leave an email here, and then she's gonna, you know.
No. Oh, yes. So comment, and then we'll find a way to work around it. But leave a comment though, you know, saying whether you would like to join or not, so that we can make it happen. Because I am interested to engage with someone. Especially at 16 years old, like you could see you were there, you felt these struggles as well. So probably it'll be a very interesting conversation. So thank you so much again for engaging. I mean, I didn't know that, you know, this can reach, you know, as far as it has, but we appreciate everyone who's been engaging, you know. So thank you so much, guys. So make sure that you keep it tuned next podcast, the next live. Yes. Please subscribe, Annette Williams. Please. Please subscribe. So, yes, thank you so much. Appreciation on 100, Facebook and TikTok. Thank you so much. I mean, I won't mind joining, no problem.
Send us, give her our email so that she can. Is there a way to type it out? She must send us an email, and then we send a link next time we're going live.
Okay, let me give her. Okay. Yeah, then she can just. Oh, sorry. Let me see. I need to. You know,
go and copy it on Gmail. You sent it. I was supposed to say go and copy it on Gmail or something.
Yeah, it's on the comment section now. So yeah, so thank you so much, everyone who's been watching. This is probably the third time I'm saying this now. Yeah, but yeah, let's stay true, South Africans. Let's be patriotic, because they're gonna tell us it's hate. They're gonna tell us we shouldn't be doing this. But we know who we are. We know as South Africans how we are, and we will not be put down by other people, out here, the Donald Trump talking about this, that, and the other, or the other. Okay, I don't want to go because now we're going to go for long. But the point is, we know who we are. We know our own country. We know our struggles. We know how we live. We know what we hate. We know what we don't hate. And what they say we hate is wrong, So yeah, like, subscribe, watch the previous videos. Stay with us. This is a community, man. We out.
South Africans are very welcoming people. It's going to Planet Venus.
And we make sure you eat. Everywhere you go, like, you eat, bro. Every family offers you food, bro. So that's something. Thank you.